Hi, I'm Steve Washer with BrainyVideo.com. The video you're about to see is a section of my new course on green screen. It's been in high demand because green screen is a skill that will take your videos to new heights of attraction and conversion without a lot of fuss. So why is this a course and not just a quick video? In the past, I've been able to create single videos that show you how to do white or black screen very effectively, but green screen requires more setup. It has more moving parts that work together and almost demands a systematic approach so that you don't waste a lot of time putting it all together every time you want to make a really cool video. The folks in our Video Brain Trust get this whole course included as part of their membership, and they get almost any other program they can dream up just for asking. But for now, you can get the next 2 parts of this course for free. I'll show you how at the end of this brief introduction. So sit back and enjoy part 1 of Green Screen Success, a simple system for more engaging videos. One of the easiest ways to add interest to your videos is to be able to change the background behind you. It opens up a world of possibility. You can transport yourself anywhere, do almost anything, and without ever even having to move your feet. You can show your audience a level of professionalism they've probably never seen in your market. Chromakey can increase your conversions and enhance your reputation. But it can also be dangerous because unless you've shot it properly, the background will make the foreground, i.e. you, look absolutely terrible. That's not good for the image of your business. At a minimum, it'll take hours of fiddling with the settings in your editing software to make it look right, and you may have to buy special software to remove all of the green rings around you and let enough of your hair show so that, it doesn't look like you're wearing a helmet, a green Martian helmet, or that enough of you even shows up on the screen so that you can be seen in the first place. So, what's the answer? Well, today, if you'd still like to do green screen, but you don't have the budget of a Rupert Murdoch or even your local TV station, you're going to have to substitute knowledge for sheer horsepower. Knowing how the background has to be set up and lit will get you 80% of the way. So, I'm going to show you the easiest way to do chroma keying today, and you can adapt what I show you to whatever software you might be using, although I'm going to show you how to do this in several software packages. Now, the technique of removing the background is called pulling a key, and it's generally accomplished by using a filter called Chromakey. In this method, a green or blue screen is used as a backdrop, and special software recognizes the green or blue pixels and removes them from the scene. Today, the color green is used almost exclusively because the kind of inexpensive video cameras that most of us use are most sensitive to the green channel, and since they see it better, they can more effectively remove it. The complication has always been that these same inexpensive digital cameras can't sample enough of the color in any scene to give good separation from the green of the green screen. So what ends up happening is one of 2 things. Neither of them very helpful. Either you get an ugly green fringe around the subject, or the subject practically disappears in an effort to remove the green fringe. But there's good news, and that's why I built this course. All of this nastiness can be eliminated if you set up the shoot properly. This is 80% of the game. If you get this right, your software has a much easier job of getting rid of the background. And this part of it is easy to do, no matter how simple your camera may be. In fact, if you get this right, you can use a standard editing program, even a free program like iMovie, or a very inexpensive program like Pinnacle, and get amazingly professional results. So the calculation is this. If you spend more time setting up the scene properly, you can spend much less time in the software. And since setting up the scene doesn't really cost anything, this seems to make sense to me. So let's look at what we need to do to set up the scene. Now, There are 4 absolutely critical things we need to take control of, and they're all equally important because they all work together. Get even one of them wrong, and your key will fall apart. And here they are. Number 1, the distance from the background to the subject. Number 2, the quality of the background itself. Number 3, the evenness of the light on the background. And number 4, the exposure levels of the camera. So let's look at the distances first and see what they need to be and why. First off, you need to have as much distance from the background as you can. I used to say you needed a minimum of 8 feet, but no one has 8 feet. So now I say just get as far as you can from the background. But why? Well, there are 3 reasons. Now, number 1, remember how I said that the light has to be completely even across the background? Well, if you're too close to it, like this, you get shadows, and shadows show up as what? That's right, a darker color than your otherwise spotless green background. And the second reason, and maybe even a more important one, is that you don't want the light hitting the background, the light that's hitting the background, to reflect back on you and create an ugly green fringe around your whole body, especially your hair. Because hair is the hardest thing of all to key around. You end up seeing nothing but thick green lines where strands of hair should be. So, you know, if you're a guy who's bare up there, you have a slightly easier job of it. Now, the third reason is that because you're aiming to get, very even light across the backdrop, you're going to be setting your lights at a bit of a distance from the backdrop. Obviously, you don't want to be lit by those lights like this, because then that light doesn't look very good on you. So you want to put yourself in front of the lights, stand in front of them. So to get as far away from the backdrop as you can, you have to stand in front of the lights. And of course, these lights have to be a good distance away from the green screen in order to light the green screen effectively. And that's why you need so much distance, and that's why I used to say, put yourself at least 8 feet in front of your screen. But basically what you're really trying to do is create a certain amount of distance from the light to the screen, and then a certain amount of distance from yourself to the light. And it doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, look at the difference between this shot and this shot. I only moved about 6 inches. So that's the calculation. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of Greenscreen Success. To get the next 2 parts for free, just put your name and email below or at this address, and we'll send them to you as soon as they're ready. For more engaging videos, I'm Steve Washer with BrainyVideo.com.